Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Oh, goodness. Hello there. Welcome back. Where did that come from?
I don't know. She could be looking at this. I think she's looking at that guy there, the smiling guy with the pointy ears.
And the pointy teeth. I kept saying yesterday, I'm like, this guy looks like he just hit this planet and he's looking for his local McDonald's. And Mike says, yes, he needs the nanu. He's craving something here. Hopefully it is just nanu at McDonald's.
This was a Patreon exclusive. Again, you could join the Patreon family for as little as $1 a month and get exclusive videos. And it was all about the reptilian agenda and technology and an update from the Galactic Federation, which is very, very real. And at some point in time, everybody will know it. Maybe not too long off. And here you have MTG saying, I told y'all. As you can see, this one says, from a friend in New Jersey, now the drones are spraying something. As you can see, there's what looks to be more of a airplane type thing up higher, and then an orb, or a series of orbs, and then other lights that may be more like planes. This is a confused mess. There's more than one thing in play here. I think that's obvious. To me, that's obvious. And then they have the context, of course. Oh, it's just an airplane contrail. Like they still give us the wikis on geoengineering, chemtrails. Yeah, they give us the wikis, but it's all been declassified. But still, give it up, guys. You can't keep control. You've lost it. You've totally lost it. The system is out of control. Or are they? Is this the system?
Well, here's the problem. It is a mixed up mess is what we have. And there's certain people who know exactly what's going on, and they're putting on very good faces, and they're saying, well, we don't know and we don't have control. And they might not have control, but they do know what's going on. And it's going on at such a high level, I don't think most people can really perceive. And I think right now it's starting to stir deep in people's stomachs. It's like, hey, nobody's driving the bus. Nobody's driving the bus. Who's going to tie up the ends? Who's going to pull things together? This is our first sniff at, guess what, guys? The government's not here to help.
Well, yeah, I think there's a lot of those realizations. Like the people in Western North Carolina know that as more and more money goes out of the country and people are living in tents. They demonetized our live that we did yesterday and restricting the viewership, as they are still trying to at least keep under control the people they know that are sharing information they don't want shared. And yeah, it's just about controlling, again, the narrative as much as they can, but things are going totally out of their control. Here you have a plane crash on I-684. This is in Westchester, around the Westchester, New York area. This is right on the highway. We had one of those in Texas, too, as you can see. A Texas plane crash, Victoria, Texas, caught right on video. Crazy time with all these drones in the air. And you have New Jersey state emergency responders have issued an intelligence bulletin that gives them guidance on how to deal with any of the downed drones. They want you to stay clear and make sure you evacuate 330 feet in all directions. What? 3? Yeah. Messages on top of messages. There's messages on top of messages atop of messages. This is supposedly New Egypt, New Jersey. What? It's just another drone. Yeah, and maybe not, because this one, let's see, there you go, is shooting what looks to be tracers rounds down to the ground. Now, when you search New Egypt, you will find there is a military base nearby.
There's no noise on that.
Yeah, this was supposedly a Navy base nearby. This is New Egypt. However, this one is over in Montville. So this is supposed to be a different one that seems to be doing something similar, a different rate of speed as far as apparently shooting something at targets on the ground. So What the heck is going on? New Egypt, Montville, this is how far away they are. This is not this, it's not the same base. By the way, this is the military base that we were talking of down here, this gray patch, just south in New Egypt. But Montville's way up here. Now, they were firing at a different rate of speed. So what is going on? What is really going on here? Are we watching a replay of 1561 over Nuremberg, Germany? Because orbs like these, right? And you have crosses in the air, you have big ships, you have Darth Vader's or Kylo Ren's ship here. There was the sky battle over Nuremberg. They call it the 1561 celestial phenomenon over Nuremberg. We've talked about this numerous times. Skeptics say it just was had to be a sundog, just a sundog. What about all these orbs are sundogs? People saw, a mothership, tons of orbs. Think about this: a mothership, tons of orbs, large black triangular object, and exhausted combatant spheres falling to the earth in clouds of smoke. Witness observed hundreds of spheres, cylinders, and other odd-shaped objects that moved erratically overhead. Apparently, an aerial battle. This was between 4 and 5 a.m. on the morning of April 14th, 1561. A dreadful situation occurred. It's as if the gods had a battle in the sky overhead. Yeah, this is, a lot of people are starting to wake up here. Here you go. Here's another instance of some interesting phenomena ongoing.
Thanks. County for 85. What was the exact call that this wasn't actually saw it crash or heard it crash? Critical or a drone fell out of the sky by the power lines behind their house. And then 10 more showed up.
A drone fell out behind her house and 10 more showed up. Is this really simply a battle going on in more ways than one? There's a lot going on. Again, it's not unprecedented in history. That Nuremberg situation sounds very much like what we're watching right now. Spherical objects, some things coming down to the ground. Smoke seems that there's some sort of conflict ongoing. Motherships releasing them. Here you have New Jersey military installation confirms additional drone sightings. So this is a drone sighting near a military base. And, this is, again, something that we are seeing multiple reports of. And we've had drones over military bases for years. We've also had what we would call either Foo Fighters next to fighters going back to World War II. This is nothing new. Again, this is because ultimately the planet that you're living on is in the middle of a galactic war of sorts. And in fact, that alien invasion, that Project Bluebeam, that gets us questioning everything, which, again, never a straight answer. Somebody that works for NASA, why would we ever trust them in the first place? They're seeding our consciousness, are they not? And even though it's supposed to be a deathbed confession, fake alien invasion, the real alien invasion happened thousands of years ago. And they have been controlling us ever since. Now, some of this obviously is military, but again, as we've shared for 7 years, our military works with extraterrestrials. They work with the Greys and they work with reptilians. And again, now at this point in time, if you've been following us for a long time, you'll know Cindy gave the information out that there are treaties that are up in 2025, and this is why you have so much of the agendas that are underway. There's galactic treaties that are going to come to an end, and now you have open ET Well, they're just showing themselves on purpose is what's happening. And at the same time, yes, there are our military ships probably make up the most of them. And then you have the very real WW3, which is also ongoing as well. So a little bit of everything.
Yeah, there is just so much data to cover, and we've actually been covering this for years up until now. I was just probably should ask Mike, not here, but do we have a playlist for people to go to that have talked about, because we've talked about this treaty for a while now and upcoming, and it's tied in with so many other things. Do we have a playlist on that?
Yeah. On each channel, there's different playlists. We have a playlist of channeled information. We have a playlist called the Galactic War, and we have another playlist that is, and as this is drone activity over Plantation, Florida. And people are sharing this left and right. Another one talking about the real control system. The real deep state is extraterrestrial in the first place. It's just a semblance of what you see. Actors abound in Washington and in Hollywood and all over. As you see, more and more of these things. 30 drones flew over. In this particular one.
In 5 minutes.
Where is it?
It just cleared up.
So a lot of the same that we're seeing coming through. Some things that are odd. This is an odd one. There's also a giant sphere over in Russia. Now, some things absolutely can be CGI and just, people screwing around. There's a lot of that. Here you have a signal, something special, never heard before, 6911 kilohertz, and this was in Milan. And numerous areas were getting this strange signal, which sounds pretty ominous. It sounds like an air raid siren. This was coming through in the middle of the night last night. This is Milan and Russia. As you can see, they're all giving off these signals. Ireland and Switzerland and France, there's these strange signals coming through. Shortwave, very, very curious to say the least. And then here we have another one. This is, flight control talking about, buzzed-in aircraft and pilots calling in and saying, what do you got by me? Because something weird is going on. See some interesting looking things. They're not satellites, and, do you have a plane in the area? Yeah, there's a plane about 9 o'clock from you. Guy was asking 10 o'clock. Well, how do you have 4 more past that? No, there's nothing else we have past that. I mean, this is on a huge level what you are watching. Makes you think of Orson Welles' War of the Worlds. Now, this was October 30th, 1938, and it freaked people out to the point where they were jumping off bridges, literally. It terrified people to death. And what happened? Well, there were strange objects that came down in New Jersey, Grover's Mill, New Jersey, and reports of an unknown object falling on a farm, Grover's Mill, New Jersey. The crisis escalates dramatically when an on-scene reporter describes creatures emerging from the alien spacecraft. They employ a heat ray against police and onlookers. And then, things run dead as far as the transmission. You have to realize, too, we would say this is just something that was scripted, Orson Welles, it was theatrics, but why do it? Wouldn't it make sense to do something like this to put it in the public's mind? Again, that if you are really, truly on a world that has been controlled by an unseen alien force that lets the indigenous people think that they're actually running the world. Meanwhile, all the resources, including human, are being used by this alien force the entire time, then you'd want to put it out too that if there was ever any interference from other extraterrestrial groups that might interact and try to tell them what's going on, you'd want to make it seem like it's silly. And that's exactly what they are doing right now. They're trying to make it seem like, oh, that's so silly. Don't you know? You're on a flat Earth. You're the only, you're the only beings in this multiverse. It's just you and angels and demons, and there's nothing else. So, yeah, of course, they give us our belief systems, and they also will give us things that will make us doubt what we're literally seeing. And how many times do they do that with those little wikis? That's just a contrail. There is no geoengineering.
They've done a very good job at conditioning most people, and still there's a lot of people still have their eyes down and they're kind of going to work. A lot of people are going to go back to work and just not worry about it because they think they don't have to. But from what I can see, this is just escalating. It's just getting worse. But it is a good example of when Mike and I talk about, I don't think people really believe us when we say there's another entity running our government in this world than what you see at the governments. Sure, there's a couple layers above that of humans, but it gets to the point where it is no longer human. And this is what we're talking about. Yes, I know a lot of what we're seeing is still technology, but it's alien human technology. And it's still going to show the face of a human. But we need to get grounded. We need to get healthy. And we do have a lot of resources on our website. And probably the way I got started was through Qigong. And I think Mike is going to link his Qigong videos there. I mean, we teach a lot of this stuff. And we help people figure out their spiritual practice. Because right now, what do we have? I mean, people are so out of control. But what do you have? You can get control over your spiritual nature.
So this is what Cindy was talking about. We have the Galactic War. There's a playlist there. There's 45 videos if you want to understand what's happening here on Earth a little bit more in depth. The real controllers, ultimately AI and Draco, reptilians, Anunnaki, Gigi, 137 videos there. To talk just about that, if this is what you want to delve down. 52 videos, alien species, etc. Giants and cryptids, 45, and a separate one over there with 36 other going down the giant rabbit hole. Cindy is a channel as well, and we have channeled messages from the Real Galactic Federation. 133 videos there on this particular channel. And also 59 talking about Tartaria, Atlantis, and Mu. Yeah, the Anunnaki and the Gigi one has a lot of good stuff. And we've actually gotten videos and shown what we're really battling in videos. We have videos ourselves that we took firsthand of these drones, as well as entities that you would call a jinn or a true, real, quote-unquote demon, because the revelation is, yes, there are angels, yes, there are demons, but there's also extraterrestrials, interdimensionals, inner earth beings, and beings that live under the sea. And this pup has adopted a newborn sheep and is going to take care of it until mommy comes home. And this is what we do with each other. Even if they don't look exactly like us, we don't make judgment because, we're not alone. We've never been alone on this planet.
Yes, I really want people to keep that in mind, is that we don't all have to look the same. Animals look wildly different from one another. Humans look a little bit different, but animal species are really different, and they can really accept each other all the way down to predator and prey. I've seen cats snuggling up with rats and parrots. So animals can do it. I mean, we are probably going to be put in a position where we need to do it. We need to accept that there's something else out there and that it's okay. It's okay. On some level, there might be some entities out there that are not so nice, and that's not okay, but it's about your discernment, and I know a lot of us have our star family. I know a lot of people have just stepped on this awakening path, and they're coming in and they're saying, okay, I have some stuff going on. What's going on? Well, you know what? Your star family is going on, and they're here to walk with you.
And this was our newest channel. This is Heart's Home. This is more spiritual. So, here the playlists are a little bit different. But again, there is channeled messages with 82 videos there, as well as the real Yeshua, because the Yeshua, Jesus that we're given, is the control system version. And that's not, who he was in his entirety. And he was very real, and people can sense that and feel that. And he is very real, and he's still cheering us on from the higher densities right now. As always, guys, we look forward to your comments. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.